Hola, Leslie.
Hola.
Hey, you know what? We're going to be talking about, you said you want to call this Margarita Monday, but no. It's going to be preparing for Cinco de Mayo, so you know what we were doing. Stay tuned.
We've heard from our listeners that it can be a bit difficult to leave a rating and review for our podcast in iTunes. So here's a painless way to do it.
Go to pleasereviewmypodcast.com/divas for an easy step-by-step tutorial to follow. That's www.pleasereviewmypodcast.com/divas.
Reviewing and rating our podcast in iTunes helps us in so many ways, and more importantly, we get your feedback on what you like about the podcast.
Thanks for being a listener and subscriber and going to pleasereviewmypodcast.com/divas. Well, if you're going to be spending Cinco de Mayo in Hilliard, we have some tips for you. We took a little tour of...
It was not a little tour.
It was not a little tour, and we did not pace ourselves. And so we learned a lot. But we checked out some of the greatest Mexican restaurants in the Hilliard area.
I was just shocked at how many that there were.
Family owned.
All of them
Fresh
family
made,
owned.
yeah.
And everyone was so different, which I thought was really kind of cool. So the first one we went to was Lunada, which I believe used to be the old Fridays.
TGI Fridays.
Yes.
In Mill Run on Park Mill Run Drive.
It's huge. It's a big one. And they, again, family owned. They have a great happy hour Monday through Thursday, 4 to 8 p.m., Friday and Saturday, 5 to 9 p.m. Their house margaritas are buy one, get one, a half off. Draft beer, the same thing. Buy one, get one, half off. And, I mean, they also have did you know that they have a loyalty card program?
I saw that,
So
which is kind of a nice benefit. And back to the margaritas, not to dwell on that subject, but again, we didn't pace ourselves. But their margaritas were really good. The house margarita.
And it's fresh squeezed limes and things. 16 ounces for $8.50. I think that is a pretty good deal.
16 ounces is a pretty big margarita.
Yeah, but we went some places that they had 45-ounce margaritas. So we just said the first time we went, we said, could you make us your top shelf margarita and then just your house margarita? So and
then by the end, we're like, bring us whatever you got.
Just bring us a margarita and a couple straws. But that one that they had, the top shelf was with the limes, the OJ, triple sec, and agave nectar. That was really, really good. But their house margaritas, the 12 ounce is only $5. The 21 ounce, which is really what we should have probably shared that one, was only $8. And the 45 ounce, which we would never go to our margarita and movie thing. We wouldn't make it to the movie if we did that. It was $15. But it was really, really good. I know you went vegetarian that day, but I went with the chicken chimichanga, and I thought it was really, really good because everything was very fresh. But what I really liked was their salsa and chips. They had regular salsa, and they used that, what do they say, like upscale tomatoes. So it's not just like, whatever that means. He said they used
premium tomatoes.
Yeah, he said, it was just like a better.
It's not your average tomato.
No, he said it was a better
not your average hothouse tomato.
No, better quality tomato. And then they served the salsa, but then they also served a ranch salsa, which he said had cilantro and jalapenos, and it wouldn't tell me what else was in it. My assumption was ranch dressing. But,
it was good, whatever it was.
He said it's a secret recipe, but pretty much he gave us all the ingredients because then he said he would have to, shoot me or something, But I thought that everything there was really, really, really good.
Yeah.
My favorite, though, favorite, fried ice cream. And remember,
you can't go wrong with that.
No, and then
we were reminiscing about the old
cheese and the sombrero. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I mean, and you do remember that day I did wear a sombrero at one point in time. I believe that was the last stop that I played that stupid game.
And you were wearing a sombrero.
And I was wearing a sombrero.
Mention what else you were or weren't wearing.
We won't talk about that. But also, just so you know, that Lunada's also has a party room. And it seats up to 50 people. And they have an outdoor patio. So I think that's a great little place to try for Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. And then where did we go?
We went to Habaneros. Which is a tiny little place.
So cute.
In a strip mall. It's on Main Street in Hilliard.
It's near the Good Life Ministries and the Goodwill. It's in that same little strip center.
Just a little tiny place, but what a great menu they have.
Oh, my gosh. It was
a nice
awesome
bar. I mean, it's really beautiful inside.
Full service bar. They have, they've only been there 5 months. They have a great, how come I'm always talking about the happy hours? But
I don't know about that.
I don't know. You know, the last couple podcasts we didn't talk about alcohol, so this time we're making up for lost time. 4 to 7 p.m. happy hour, and I believe it's 7 days a week. Their 21-ounce lime margaritas are $6.99, and dollar off draft beers. They also have their queso and their nachos $1 off, and their cheese chips and guacamole is $1 off.
Okay, but my favorite thing there.
I know what you're going to say.
The fruit infused tequila.
Holy moly.
They just have this big vat of, it was not really a vat, I don't know, there's a pretty name for it, but a big thing of tequila.
Big thing. That's like when I couldn't remember how to say treadmill.
The thingamabob.
You know. Yeah, the
thingamabob filled with the,
oh my gosh,
call it?
$5.99 a shot. It was so good. Leslie and I could have...
Smooth. It went down easy.
Way too easy. We probably... could have had a lot more than a shot of that. But remember, they also had the organic margarita, which was also lime juice, OJ agave. That one was very, very good. And it was $11.99 for what they call the 21-ounce jumbo. And then they had another one that was, you got 5 beers and 4 shots of tequila for $35. And remember they
in
had
the bucket?
In the little bucket with the little things. That was so cute. Thank God we did not try that. We did try the sangria, which was
the sangria was good. I
very
forgot about
good.
the sangria. That's right. And their tacos, it's street food. It's street tacos.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So you walk up and you order and they make it in front of you, and it's
So it's kind of like it is. It's kind of
very upscale Chipotle.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what you're true. They have free refills on soft drinks, which I think is always beneficial because you can take the whole family. It's very family oriented, I think.
Well, it's owned by 3 siblings, like the 2 brothers and a sister, and
Okay, I want to talk about. Remember what they put on? I just think this is so funny because just so you know, they have 37 types of tequila, and the bottles are all so pretty. Most expensive one, because I asked him and she said it was the 1942. What was her name again? Adriana. She said the most expensive one they have is it's called 1942 Juan Julio, $17.99 a shot. I wouldn't. I know people that have spent over $200 for a shot of tequila, but still that's expensive. But some people do it. Okay, talk about that seasoning that was on the rim of that organic margarita. I thought it was hilarious because all you wanted to do is keep.
I just ate
the
the salt. It was a salt, but it was a lime salt, a lime chili.
Called Tajin, Tajin classic is what the seasoning said. All I know is you just kept licking it.
It was like a chili lime salt that I could have just eaten right out of the shaker. It was really good.
I know, and you actually were.
I kind of
put it on. Yeah, exactly.
I kind
the
of
nachos they had. Oh, those were incredible.
Yeah, everything we had was really good.
And what I remember very specifically they were talking about is nothing was from a bag. Everything was all fresh. I mean, they slow cooked their beef brisket, which was incredible. They had, remember he made us that one thing called a tortas, and he made it with ham, which I never would have thought of. He made it with ham and pastor. Okay, what's pastor again? Do you remember what pastor means? I think it's a kind of beef. If I'm not mistaken, it's a kind of beef. But it had
to Google it up.
Avocado and mayo and beans and lettuce and tomato, jalapenos. It was really, really, really good.
Yeah, it was.
And that horchata thing. Now, you like that. I'm not a fan of that, but you like
horchata.
that.
I just recently learned about horchata, which is a Mexican drink. It's like a rice milk with cinnamon. It's really refreshing. It's lovely. They have horchata
here,
there.
I found out what pastor is. It is. I was right. It's pork. Street tacos. Oh, my gosh. So good. So good. And then, just so you know, hours there, they have really long hours. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 a.m. I guess that's for the party goers to load up on some
fruit-infused tequila.
And I was thinking more like burritos.
Okay.
And then Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 a.m. and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. So they've got some great hours. I thought it was great. They were very, very nice to us and great food. And I know we're going back because I want to go back for that. I like the sangria and that fruit infused.
That's good.
What do we call it? We call it like a tequila fruit cocktail. So.
Yeah, I don't. And we should probably say thank you to Christy Clark from Destination Hilliard, who was our designated driver, in case anybody's worried.
We do not drive.
We did not drink and drive.
We do not do that. And if we hadn't done that, we would have probably done Uber. And maybe we should get our own personal Uber driver.
That would be a chauffeur.
Oh, okay. Well,
at that point, we've got a chauffeur.
Okay, fine. Okay. So, the next stop was Crazy Burrito. Oh my gosh. Now, I will have to admit, the best. I really, really liked their margarita.
That was a good margarita.
And I asked them, I said, bring us your margarita and then bring us your like top shelf margarita. And he said, we only serve one margarita. And he said, because it's made with love.
Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious. They have 3 sizes, a 12 ounce, a 22, and a 32. And the 12 ounce was only $3.99, the 22, $8.99, and the 32, $11.99. I have to tell you, I really liked it because it had all that fruit in it.
It did,
and I'm
yeah.
sorry, to me it tasted like an upscale margarita. So hats off, sombreros off to Crazy Burrito for the best margarita. Again, this is a family-owned restaurant.
They've got one in Marysville. This is on Truman Boulevard. This is the old Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Yes.
That went out of business. It's now the Crazy Burrito. Really, it was yummy food.
And our waiter was Crazy Carlos.
Yes.
We liked him. And shout out to Crazy Carlos. He showed us pictures on his phone of his little 2-year-old daughter named Sophia. So, yay for Sophia. Okay, how about that stuffed potato? With the
Papariana.
Oh, is that what it was called?
Papariana.
All I know
like
is
fried, stuffed mashed potato
potatoes.
ball covered in cheese sauce with cheese on the inside and
then
cheese sauce on the outside.
Papariano and sour cream.
Oh, my goodness.
Garlic, too, it had. Oh, that I have to say, that was probably
I can make
my
a meal out of that. Yeah.
Actually, I believe that we actually did make a meal out
Yeah.
of that. Also, they had free basket of, and all these places that we've talked about make all of their own chips. Mm-hmm. And everyone was very different, I thought, where we went. Each salsa was very different.
Yeah.
I mean, some had more herbs and a little thicker with vegetables, and others were very, finely pureed. But I thought it was really good. That's where I actually wore the sombrero and played that dumb game.
Wasn't this the place that had the short ribs, which we were surprised?
Yes.
They're really good ribs. And it didn't have shrimp on it?
It had
a nice big shrimp on top.
Yes, actually grilled and blackened shrimp on it, which very, very unusual to have. But and the atmosphere, I thought was actually beautiful. I felt like I was like in Los Cabos, to be honest with you, not Tijuana. This was very
lovely.
upscale.
They've redone the whole thing.
And
it's
they
really
brought
pretty.
everything was handmade and shipped in from Mexico. So if you want to feel like you're really in an authentic Mexican restaurant, absolutely go there. It's a beautiful restaurant. It's big, and I just thought it was really, really good. They also have happy hour Monday through Thursday, and they have $1 off some of their starters like wings and beef nachos and chicken nachos and chorizo and pork rinds, which sounds interesting to me. And then they also have beers and their house margarita. That 12-ounce margarita on the rocks are frozen. It's only $3.99. So I thought that was good. All their food was good. That sombrero that we had, which was the marinated pork also, cooked on the grill.
I forgot about that. That was really good.
And it was on that flat tortilla.
Yeah.
That was very, very good. And I love their and their beans, remember their refried beans, actually kind of had a smoky taste to them, which was very different. I really liked them. And the rice in all of these restaurants were just a little bit different because it's all family
family recipes.
Yes, and so everybody, cooks a little bit differently. So I think we did a great job on checking things out for you all so you can go to Cinco de Mayo.
We've heard from our listeners that it can be a bit difficult to leave a rating and review for our podcast in iTunes. So here's a painless way to do it.
Go to pleasereviewmypodcast.com/divas for an easy step-by-step tutorial to follow. That's www.pleasereviewmypodcast.com/divas.
Reviewing and rating our podcast in iTunes helps us in so many ways, and more importantly, we get your feedback on what you like about the podcast.
Thanks for being a listener and subscriber and going to pleasereviewmypodcast.com/divas.
Thanks for listening to the Dollar Saving Divas. If you have ideas for an upcoming episode, we would love to hear from you. Just head to our Facebook page at facebook.com/dollarsavingdivas, CBUS, and share your comments. Our podcast is available on iTunes, iHeartMedia, or your favorite podcast player. Thanks again for listening.
Circle270media.com